Welcome to the Nostalgic Multiverse. If you all thought I was done with mini views, you are mistaken. Thing is, sometimes I buy things and I forget to review them, or otherwise, I just buy stuff but I don't feel they are significant enough to talk about on this channel. So, I've gotten 4 items from my reuse center a few weeks ago, and I've gotten some stuff from the car boot sales. So with that, let's begin with the stuff from the car boot sales. I might as well call this the Thomas Extravaganza 2 because, well, I've only got 2 My Little Pony items, one being this character who's modeled after Twilight Sparkle. I'm going to have to check my collector's guide for this one. And a Pony Life McDonald's Rainbow Dash. I have Fluttershy and Pinky. And I'm not sure if I have any others. So, if anything, this is probably my 3rd one, but I'm not quite sure if this is my 3rd Pony Life pony. But that's it for the My Little Pony stuff. I will check my collector's guide for this one, though. So, let's start with one of the most both interesting and least interesting items, to say the least. This is a Thomas & Friends cup, which acts as a snow globe as well, which is, as you can see, there's a little Thomas inside of there, and when you shake it up, it looks like there's snow all over the place. And as for the promo artwork, this promo artwork reminds me a lot of the days when Thomas & Friends would have animated promos for their 2009 lines of, for example, school merchandising like lunchboxes, bottles, and all that stuff. And I really like this 2D promo artwork. And let me just ask this. Why couldn't this be All Engines Go? See, an animated take on Thomas & Friends, and it's done right, too. Instead, they decided to go with some goofy odd designs, but we'll talk about that, I think, right about now. This is exactly what I mean. Now, don't get me wrong, the My First Thomas line, well, for what it is, especially in the context of the Railway Pals, they're very good. They are very good because they use the original voice actors, the designs have doors to signify that there's still some realism, but as for this toy, there's no realism. It just flips, see? Now, I love this toy, and it demonstrates perfectly that this is awesome. It just fell on the floor. Excuse me. So, yeah, that's it for the Flipping Thomas. But if you think I'm done with the Railway Pals merchandising, you are absolutely wrong, because I also have James, Percy, and Emily from this range. So, for James, I quite like the model. He's adorable. Look at this guy. And the one thing I kind of like about this model is that he has blue lining. And I'd say it's an unintentional nod to the Railway series. Somehow. As for Percy, he's cute too. Although his head's a little bruised a bit, and well, he still looks good all around. Emily is adorable too. I just really wish I could have gotten more of these, like Nia, Flynn, and probably, I think they made Charlie for this range, but they also made Harold for this range, so I'll probably try and pick them up whenever I can, and if I can find them. Now, next item, which you'll be pleasantly surprised with. Now this is a nice item here. And if you want me to show you why this is a nice item, I will move it up slightly. Because this, this would signify you as a rail fan. A 4 DVD limited collection of The Flying Scotsman the story of the world's most famous steam locomotive. Now, in the original pack of this DVD set, well, from what my mom told me, you would probably get 2 posters and 4 DVDs. Sadly, there are no posters in here, but there are DVDs, which show the story of the Flying Scotsman. So, first of all, we have these 2 DVDs, which shows the story picking up from 1966 and the story picking up from 2000. And as for the other 2 DVDs, this is where the story truly starts, Flying Scotsman 1929, and this one where it picks up in 1988, Flying Scotsman Australia. So if you were to put these into timeline order perspective, first you would have to go for Flying Scotsman 1929. Flying Scotsman Tender Memories would be next, since it takes place in 1966. Flying Scotsman Australia 1988, as that's next in the timeline. And then Flying Scotsman Year in the Life, which is the last one. I'm going to put these into timeline order and seal this box up so that when I have the time, I will watch this complete story of the Flying Scotsman. And trust me when I tell you this, for all you Thomas fans out there, you better watch this. If you have this collection, let me know in the comments below. I'm not trying to brag on y'all, but seriously, if you find this collection anywhere in the world, UK, US, wherever, buy it, and you won't be disappointed. Now moving on to the final items, which are a pleasant joy for me. So, lastly, we have a bunch of Tomy items. And trust me, these Tomy items are what I would consider the best. I got 2 Henriettas. One is missing her front coupling, as unfortunate as that is. This one's backside is broken, so I'll have to make a modification where this Henrietta with the coupling will be repaired. So that, this can probably be treated as a scrap variant. And thankfully, one of those will actually go well with my Toby. Now then, here we have 2 Lady Troublesome trucks. One is severely damaged. And it looks like it was even glued together. Yikers. Oh my god, this thing has had a ton of Thomas love. But clearly it looks like it's been destroyed. But this one seems to be in good nick. I do have Lady trucks upstairs. And I even have a model of Lady as well. But we'll get to that. So here we have a fuel tanker. Nothing really special about this, except for the fact that it might be modeled after real-life British rolling stock, or this is probably modeled after American oil tanker rolling stock. And these are the 300X Tomy bullet trains. I don't have the main engine for this one, but I do have a Tomy bullet train. Now for Lady. I already have Lady, so there is either no point in me keeping this, or there is a point in me keeping this and I just don't see it. Probably the sticker is in good nick, and some of the lining too. I don't know. I'll probably have to look at some or one of my Lady models in order to see which one is in good nick and which one is in bad nick. But I didn't just get Lady in this lot. I also got Splatter. That's right. In this lot of Tomy items, I managed to snatch Splatter. And the model is so good. Okay. So, at the time, Tomy never made And I mean it, Tomy never made Ari or Bert. So, for Splatter to have the ladders would be because of the fact that they remodeled Splatter from Diesel. And I can say this because Ari and Bert do not have ladders, and neither do Splatter and Dodge. Allow me to bring my Ertl models and Take and Play models for comparison. Okay, as unfortunate as it is, Splatter also retains this error of having ladders on his side. But as you can see, Ari doesn't have them, nor does Bert. So, if anything, the model on Splatter in Ertl and Tomy is, as a matter of fact, incorrect. Luckily, the wooden railway model rectifies this. I really want to bring it in, so allow me to do so. And as you can see, Splatter has no ladders in sight on him. So, with that, I can clearly say that, well, for once, I can say this. The wooden railway model is more accurate to Splatter than the Ertl and Trackmaster models. The same will go for Dodge because, well, they were modeled after Ari and Bert, so no argument. But with that, everybody, thank you all so very much for watching this episode of Mini Views. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, because I certainly did. I managed to get so many new items over the past few weeks that I just don't even know what to say. I am either impressed with myself or I'm just showing off like James. And eventually my downfall will come when I least expect it. But with that, everyone, thank you all so very much for watching. This is Nostalgic, signing off and reminding you all that nostalgia never dies.